that to become a 21st century police department.
Any other speakers?
Good evening, my name is Lawrence, but I'm an organizer with Asheville Black Lives Matter. I'm coming today to talk about the incident as far as Tyler Radford and part of building trust within communities. I'm personally asking that this gentleman not be placed back in housing policing if he is reinstated with his job, because quite frankly, the idea persists that we just don't want to see this happen again, and we don't know what type of trauma this man has suffered, and the community is traumatized by the actions that took place. I don't think it would be effective to have this gentleman patrolling housing any longer, period, as long as his career is intact here in Asheville. People know who he is, residents know who he is. I don't think it's a great idea to build trust within the community by having him placed back in that scenario. And that has nothing to do with his ability to do the job. It has more of ability to do with public trust. And I don't think that the public feels safe with this gentleman patrolling in housing. I myself would not feel comfortable with this gentleman arresting me in a housing situation, especially given the facts of what happened in that precipitated Jerry Williams' death. I think it would be better for him to be able to patrol or be in another part of town, outside of housing. There's plenty of other places that he can patrol, but I just personally think that Asheville Black Lives Matter also feels that it would not be effective to have this gentleman back in the housing community. So basically, that's what I came here to say today. I'm hoping that you take that into consideration within what you decide. I believe that this has a direct impact on the community, and I think that a trauma community does not need to be re-traumatized by having this gentleman's presence within housing. And I don't believe that he's been an effective officer in housing any longer. So I would like for you to take that into consideration. And that goes because Jerry's family still lives in housing. And I don't think these people need to be traumatized anymore. His children live in housing. They don't need to be traumatized anymore than what they have. And to see this man will only reopen wounds, and they're gonna have to suffer for the rest of their life. Jerry's life being lost is not just his life, it's gonna be a generational event. So I just think it would be best if the department would take that into consideration. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Next.
There is anyone else signed up?
Okay. Anyone want to weigh in on the time, meeting time?
That's his hand up.
Yes, sir.
Sign up, I'd like to speak. My name is Rondell Lance, President of Fraternal Order Police, and I guarantee you that Officer Radford would be more than pleased to be no longer have to work inside public housing. You know, if that's, you want to require that, but for the community to say who works where, Officer Radford, as the investigation from the SBI showed, as the investigation from the DA's office showed, did nothing wrong. What Officer Radford did that day, he did his job. He did what he had to do to survive and to live, to be able to spend the holidays with his family. We look at that, we want to place all the blame on the police department and everything, but we've yet to hear anybody about the community. What blame do they have to bear? That day could have been very easily prevented, not by the officer, but by the individual involved. One, don't be in a housing complex shooting the rifle. Two, the police try to stop you, stop. Three, surrender. Four, when the police tell you to get on the ground, don't reach in your car and try to pull out again. And to stand here and to try to disparage this officer for doing his job, doing what these officers are supposed to do, defend his life and defend the life of others, then to say that you don't feel safe around this man, he can't be just placed in that place. You know, who are we to say, tell the chief where to put people, how to place people, because you don't, I guarantee you, if you stop anybody, if you know Officer Radford, he goes out of his way to be nice with people. He goes out of his way to work with the community. He was working with the community. He was working in the complexes. A lot of people from the complexes called and encouraging him, because they knew that he would only do what he had to do when he was forced to do it. There's no way out for Tyler. No way out. He did that day. Well, I'm glad that he did, because if he hadn't, he'd been dead. No doubt in my mind. So, before we disparage him, it's all of us involved. It's not just police, it's police, community. What is your part? What is our part? What's the outreach of our school system? What brought this young man to this tragic event? Who failed him? His family, his church, the school, the outreach, YMCA, NAACP, FOP, and all our many programs we do in schools and our outreach. Did we fail to reach? What happened to bring him to that? That's what we should be concerned about. How did us as a community allow this young man to get on this path? You know, and that should be our concern. Police did what they had to do that day. I guarantee you they weren't looking for that. They did their job to protect her life. But where do we as a community fail? Where's our blame? Where's our part? Reach out. We try the FOP, we do youth camp, we work through the school. I know the police department, I've been with some this Christmas, the outreach they did to communities and getting helping families. You know, and we got so many other, YMCA, YWCA, NAACP, our churches, so many outreach groups. Why did not somebody reach this young man? What, put him in there that day and time? I feel so sorry for this situation. I feel so sorry for his family, what they have to go through. It's sad all the way around. But let's look at the whole picture. It involves everybody, the community as well as the police officers. So let's work together, but let's be truthful on the events that happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Did you sign up?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Jean, and I live in West Asheville. And I just wanted to share a little quick story. Last July, at about 10 to 2 in the morning, someone shot a hole through our new house. And it went through our wall into our master bathroom. And that was very disturbing. And we just moved here from Chicago, and where I was very involved with the community policing in our neighborhood. So of course we called and had an officer come, and the bullet went through the wall and landed in our shower. It was a .45. And he took the bullet and just filled out an incident report. So then about a week later, I wanted to find out any news or anybody, does anyone care? And I didn't hear back from anyone. And about the third week, I finally called our community liaison. And he came by and looked at it and was like, yeah, wow, what a bummer. But she said, we're not gonna do a trajectory, because that's what I wanted. We're not gonna do a trajectory because it's not gonna close the case. I just wanted to know, did it come from across the street, up on Swananoa? Where? I live next to an elementary school, and I know from my neighborhood in Chicago, any place that's near a park or a school is a major hot spot. And we look out for the people in our neighborhood because we do, but it's next to Paul Fletcher Elementary, like hawks. And I wanted to know where that came from. So my brother and I did our own trajectory and found out where it came from, which was passenger side window of the car. Somebody just heading toward Haywood Street on our street, which is Wellington Street, just shooting. Probably doesn't care who they hit or what they hit, just shooting at 10 to 2 in the morning. I wanted to just voice that because there are things that are happening in this city, and it never did get connected. There was a missing link, and the missing link was it's not going to solve the case if we don't do a trajectory. That left me with a really hollow feeling because it would have solved it for me to know where that came from. There's still a hole in our really big house, and there are people out there with guns shooting, of course, but we did not, anyone in our neighborhood, everyone on our street who's all had their house burglarized, don't feel any connection with our police officers, and we want to feel a connection. So they asked me if I would come here tonight and speak for them and say, could we please connect up with our officers to feel that we have some police presence as well. So that's my story.
I don't know whether we need to have comments on times or maybe show of hands about, times or just, oh, you sign up or just?
I have not.
Okay, yeah, come on, come on.
You don't have to.
And I would like to speak to time as